Gabby, whose fault is it that you're here? Whose fault is it?
It's mine.
Now you're listening to just some of the powerful testimony the jury in the Gabrielle Nestande case heard and what they might have to consider when they meet later on again this morning, which is going to be at 9 o'clock in just a few hours from now. They're going to return to the courthouse to decide the fate of Gabrielle Nestande after it was a very dramatic day in court.
The former Capitol staff worker accused of killing Courtney Griffin in a hit and run took the stand yesterday. Nestande cried her way through testimony as she told her side of the story. Our Sophia Beausoleil is live at the Travis County Courthouse this morning with more. Hi, Sophia.
Good morning, Brian. The jury will continue today, which is made up of 9 men and 3 women, to decide the fate of Nestande. Both sides gave powerful closing arguments yesterday after Nestande took the stand. Prosecutors say the evidence shows the former staff worker clearly had too much to drink before the crash. Nestande's defense team says the prosecution didn't show that Nestande was guilty of intoxication manslaughter of Courtney Griffin. Nestande says she had several drinks hours before the accident, but told the jury she felt okay to drive. She also says she wished she had stayed home with her boyfriend that night, and Nestande clenched onto tissues as she talked about the moments after the crash.
I looked in my rearview mirror to see what was in the street, if anything was moving, and I didn't see anything.
And this morning we have our legal expert, Mindy Montford, with us. So today the jury is sifting through all the evidence, especially the surveillance video. The question is, was she or was she not drunk? Not having the sobriety test, how does that play a factor into this?
Well, I think it's really interesting that the burden of proof here is beyond a reasonable doubt, not just she might have been intoxicated, she might have been drinking. It's whether or not beyond a reasonable doubt she was intoxicated. And usually we show that, or the state shows that, with breath tests, blood tests, field sobriety tests. Here you don't have any of that. It's all circumstantial, whether other people observed her actions, the video, the bar tab. So very interesting to see if they will use all of that circumstantial evidence to ultimately find that beyond a reasonable doubt she was intoxicated.
You were saying earlier this could open Pandora's box in the future if she indeed is convicted on that.
That's right, because in DWI cases we see other types of evidence to prove intoxication or to disprove intoxication, and in this case, if that's all they use to find intoxication, I think it does set a very dangerous precedent on how future DWI cases might be tried.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to be live here all morning and on KXAN.com for the latest. You also want to follow Chris Sadeghi. He's been tweeting day by day, night by night, everything that's going on in the courtroom. Stick with us. We'll have it all for you. Reporting live downtown, Sophia Beausoleil, KXAN News.
Okay, Sophia, thank you. So if the jury comes back and they find Gabrielle Nestande is guilty of one of the charges, then it's on to the punishment phase.
And it could be a lengthy deliberation. Here's why. The manslaughter charge for Griffin's death carries a possible punishment of 20 years. Nestande is also charged with intoxication manslaughter, which has the same punishment. She also faces up to 10 years in prison because she did not stop to help Griffin after the crash.